As a matter of fact, and this is one of kind of a comical example of how it used to be. I had a girlfriend out in California in high school that I fell in love with. She was much younger than I, and I was much enamored of her as a teenager type things. So when I went through high school, I went out there to California a couple of times because I wanted to go back and reconnect with her, and she waited there while I went through the academy as a student, and I invited her to come to my graduation. She came out with my mother and my sister, and so as soon as she got there, we went to various dances and games. A few games were played there at that time, and about 2 or 3 days short of my graduation, I invited her to go to one event, which was a play in Mahan Hall. And in so doing, we obviously did not go to a dance in Dahlgren Hall. Well, the one in Dahlgren Hall had a time that I was responsible for taking the young lady to the dance and taking her home and then coming back to Bancroft Hall by a certain time. Well, I mixed those two things up, and I should have gotten back to the early one. When I came into Bancroft Hall, there was a duty officer there called Gallant Fox, and he was always in a position of catching the midshipmen by devious ways. So he would station himself at Bancroft Hall, where you were supposed to log in by a certain time, and anybody that got in there late, and me in particular, was told to go back to his room, pack his sea bag, and take it down to the prison ship, because he's going to spend the night down there. So I packed my bag and went down there. But now the prison ship was a Spanish captured prison ship, as described, had a brig, and I spent the night in the brig. The next day, Pooch Davis, my roommate, invited her to go sailing, and they sailed by this Rena Mercedes a couple of times, and then I heard this crying, "Deacon, Deacon," that was my nickname. "What are you doing in there?" So I went up to the bars in the brig, and we had a talk going back and forth. Anyway, I think there was a genuine fear on the part of one or two comrades I had there that we wouldn't be allowed to graduate. But sure enough, they forgave us, and so I did graduate on time. And Bacon, her name was Miss Bacon, was my friend. Anyway, the whole thing came to a glorious end, and all went well, excepting for the fact that I had to spend the night before graduation in the brig. That's that.